Hello, we're going to have a go at drawing Fergal. So grab yourself some paper and a pencil or a pen and let's go. The first thing I'm going to think about is where I'm going to start him. I know how long his face is going to be. I'm imagining he's going to fill up this sort of space here. So I don't want to start his nose here or I'll run out of room, or over here. If I do it here, he'll be stuck in this corner. So I'm going to aim for his nose to be about here. I'm imagining him taking up about this much space on the page. So we start with a line down, and then we're going to go across the page, left to right, on a longer line, probably about that much. It just takes a bit of practice to know when to stop, but I guess it's more than double the first line. Now at the end of this horizontal line, we're going to draw his eye. It's an oval shape, something like that. If you make the snout shorter or longer, that will affect how old he looks. So if he was going to be a really young Fergal, I'd bring the snout right in. But he's a little bit older, he's going to school now, so that should be about right. We're going to put the other eye in. It's the same shape, but obviously we can't see most of it, but it will just fit in behind the first eye there. Next, I like to do a horn, like that. Two curved shapes, like a banana. And then from the bottom of the horn, where you just left off, we're going to draw an ear, and it's sort of a leaf shape. Something like that. Okay. Now inside that ear, I'm just going to put a line in to show a bit of shape. Now, we've got to fit the body in, and it can be a bit tricky to start thinking, well, how far across does it come? What I do is I draw in the underneath of the snout. We come along, I go in a little bit so his snout sort of tapers as it goes towards his eyes. Continue that line until just under that back eye there, you see. I don't want to go too far over here, so I stop before I get to that first eye. And then, depending on his mood, we can do different things with the edge of the mouth. So if we just leave it like that, he's going to be looking a little bit blank, a bit thoughtful. I might just bring it up into a smile, so I'm just going to bring a little curve on the end of that line. There we go. I'm going to pop his nostril in. That's just a little blob of black. Now, from the corner of that smiley mouth, we're going to go straight down, and I'm aiming to stop about here. So it's not far off the same distance as from his eyes to the end of his snout. We're going to come down that far, so we go down, and as I get near the bottom where I think it needs to be, I'm going to just curve around like that, and that gives him a tummy. Okay, we're getting there. What I'll do then, I'm going to pop on a foot. I'm going to do the curve of his leg as he's sort of crouched down, and then from the bottom of that little haunch, that little curved up leg, we're going to go into 3 spiky toes. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. When I brought it back, I go a little bit further than that first part of his leg. So we get the back of his leg. There we are. And his second leg is a little bit hidden, but it's going to be the same shapes, just a little bit further over. You see those two are the same. Again, his second foot is some jaggedy lines. It doesn't matter too much what happens with those toes. They're all going to be scrunched up a little bit, but we've just about got all 6 of the toes in there. Now, you can see where the tummy went. So that's going to pop out the other side of this leg, and we're going to make the tail. So the tail's going to, I'm imagining, go all the way up here. Now, if he's quite calm, his tail will be fairly curved. If he's feeling a bit angry, the tail might go a bit more zigzaggy. So he's happy at the moment, so we're going to do a nice curved tail. So we're just going to go whee, all the way around and stop when we get to about the same height as his horn there. On the end of his tail, he's got a little sort of arrowhead, little spiky bit there. Now we're getting there. We've got to kind of join this tail back up to the body. Now, okay, let's start at the top here. We're going to come down from where his ear joins on there. Go down a little bit there. I'm going to put one little scale on his back, little spiky scale. And then I'm going to do his wing. So his wing is all made out of curves again, lots of curved shapes in here. We're going to go one curve round like that, curving upwards, and then from the top of that, where we've just left off, we're going to bring it down towards his legs, like that. And then the inside of this wing, we're just going to have two curves, just as if like a bat's wing. It's got a little bit of a structure in there. So we're going to go 1, 2, and we're back to the body. Yes! We're going to do a couple of lines inside the wing just to show the structure there. And then we just got to get round from the bottom of the wing all the way up the tail to the end. And we're going to do that with some zigzags. So we're going to go zigzag, 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 probably till about there. It just takes a bit of practice. Sometimes you'll end up with a really thick tail or a really thin tail, but you just get used to it. The more you draw it, you'll get a feel for how far away those two lines should be. Now, he doesn't have scales all the way to the end, so we're just going to start tapering in and join up where we left off there. Right, now, done? Not quite. He needs some hands. Two slightly curved lines. One. And another next to it. And then we need to do those fingers. So we got 1, 2, 3. And you could say the other arm is just hanging where we can't see it on the other side, but it's quite nice if we give him a little wave hello. So I'm going to bring this around. I reckon it's going to pop up about there. You sort of imagine where his shoulder would be on the other side, and it would go round there, and then it would pop out. If you wanted to, you could draw in pencil first and then rub it out, but the more you practice, the more you'll be able to imagine where things go. His arm's going to go another curved line, zigzag, zigzag, zig, and curve back in again. Now, we're going to put the eyes in. So there's a whole separate little video about eyes, but I'm going to have him looking at us. So I'm going to draw the eyes in there. And because he's quite delighted to see us, I'm going to do his eyebrows up. And then all we might want to do then is just a little bit of shading here and there. Maybe the tops of his scales. It's a bit darker. Oh, actually, I have forgotten he has scale lines in his body, so we're going to just, that's hatching, we're going to put some crisscross lines just to give an idea that he's a bit scaly because he's a dragon. And then we're done. That's our first Fergal.